Yeah, I don't know what happened with the recording there. Sorry about that.
What recording?
No, it's just that because with Discord, there was a countrywide ban. This went on like even before the Golden Gauntlet, where there was the possibility that I wouldn't be able to have any video share. We were coming up with backup plans. Like, if we lose the ability for me to access the voice channels to see live streams of everybody's gameplay, how the hell were we going to put the Golden Gauntlet on? And we had like 17 different backup plans that included like 4 different extra browser scenes, open tabs. We're good though. But we do got to talk Golden Gauntlet though. You asked what the hell there is to talk about. The first one is, how the hell does BU++ not have enough aluminum foil to make an aluminum hat?
He said he was on a shopping list.
Yeah, but how do you run out? Like,
I'm out of bread.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Well, you're also on GLP-1s. You don't eat much as it is. You'll be fine.
And also, like, the way in which I am out of bread is that I have a bunch of bread, but it's 4 weeks old, and I'm not going to eat it, which is exactly what would happen given, you know, the GLPs, right? Like,
yeah.
Actually, low key, I have delivery breadsticks on the way. I ordered like a big meal for a family. My fiance is out of town. I'm going to eat that over the next 4 days. That's my next 4 days worth of food. Almost certainly is just these pasta and breadsticks.
I definitely have gone down that same path before, but I didn't do delivery pizza. I used to go to Walmart and just buy the DiGiorno, not sponsored, the DiGiorno pizzas, or you can sponsor us if you want, that's fine. And I would throw those in the oven. And way back in the day, I used to work for a major Italian restaurant that I shall not name that was very popularly known for their bread. And they had a seasoning that would go on the bread, and I would take that, bring some home with me. I do what I can because I like DiGiorno. I don't like the other place. And I would take said seasoning and put it on the crust of the DiGiorno pizza and then cook it. Yo, it was bonkers. It was so good.
That's some elite fat guy strats. Have I told you my pasta recipe? This is my favorite fat guy thing. What I do is I basically get everything that would go on an everything bagel, and that is what I season the pasta with, but individually, right? Like, I know you can buy everything stuff, right?
That's what I was going to get to. Yeah.
Right. I just have all of those things and am using them for pasta independently. And that is my brilliant advice to any aspiring fat boys out there. Also, I have a warning for any aspiring fat boys out there. This happened to me. It could happen to you because it happened to me. I'm down about 40 pounds. I sit down a lot. I have lost some cushioning in my badonkadonk. It is now only a donk. Yeah, I don't have the rest of it anymore. This has led to an unironic bruised tailbone. No one told me this could happen. The whole point of losing weight is that random pains in my body are supposed to get better. And here we are. My ass slightly less luscious and juicy and significantly more painful. And now I have to go out there and acquire a synthetic supplement, a cushion to put under there that my ass was previously doing the job of. This is the big pharma conspiracy to sell those ass cushions that I have uncovered. Okay. Welcome to the Joe Rogan podcast. Keep your eyes open.
Crap, I'm the bald one. So
you're Joe. We established this.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to spin further off of that for you because we've gotten to know each other quite well over the last several months. this response to that is probably going to be the closest I've ever felt to you.
You've gone through it too?
I have also been on GLP-1 since January.
Mm-hmm.
I have dropped 70 pounds. I have also gone from badonkadonk down to just, that's all I get. It got so bad, I started having sciatica problems, and I've been having them for the last 3 weeks.
Oh my God.
The chair you currently see me sitting on is less than 2 weeks old now, because I bought an entirely new chair with more cushioning, less breathability at that, but more cushioning in the actual seat to accommodate said. And literally up until you saying that right then and there, I thought that my issues were because I would have the dogs regularly on my lap. And until you said that, I did not put that piece of that together, because I have been on so many different things to help the muscle loss from minimizing. However, the contraction, when that does that, tightens around the nerve. And that 100% is, I am going through a revelation moment.
For me, it's not
moment,
like I'm losing the muscle there. I'm not losing the muscle there. I'm just losing the juicy booty fat. It's going away. And I don't know if I like not being someone, I need to call Bubba Sparks. See, you got that reference, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. You and 2 people.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's like watching Fat Joe just be Joe nowadays.
Yeah, it is super weird watching Fat Joe just be like the size of Jadakiss now. It's very weird. It's like I don't understand what's going on here, and I don't like it.
I know, it was the whole persona, but the man hasn't had carbs in like 6 years. But anyway, I digress.
I mean, look, he's got to be clear, it's probably better for his health that he is just Joe.
Yes.
And frankly, I don't know when the last time anyone was bumping a Fat Joe track was, regardless. So I don't know how much money it makes him being Fat Joe outside of a podcast. Our colleague, Fat Joe, our podcast colleague, because that's actually what his job is now. We're in the same line of work.
So speaking of your average Joe, let's talk about Death Fractured Frontier.
Not a great one, man.
Fine, I'm going to rewind and you do it fucking better.
Hey, guest made me do a segue. I've decided to sort of lampshade that by making this really obviously a bad segue, because I don't really have any better ideas. And frankly, I'm pretty creatively bankrupt to begin with. Let's talk about Death Fractured Frontier.
That's fine by me. It's 5/8 on reveal. Resurrect. Wow, we are so bad at this. Resurrect all your destroyed characters to random locations.
The we there is second dinner, right? They are so bad about this.
They were only bad when IBM's involved. The resurrection of those of you who follow on Twitter know what I'm talking about. The resurrection of all the destroyed characters has a lot of promise. Actually, no, that's the wrong tense. Had a lot of promise. And I just kind of feel like Can you
do me a favor, though?
Yeah.
Go to your collection and search Revive.
Revive? Sure.
Revive, not Resurrect, Revive. So this is what I thought you were talking about. Why is it Revive on Adamantium Infusion, Elixir, Phoenix Force, Firelord, and Resurrect on Death? That's what I thought you were talking about. There is no good reason. There is absolutely no good reason.
But it's resurrect a discarded card for Hela.
Yeah. So resurrect seems to refer to discards. Revive seems to refer to destroys. And they did they just did it wrong. Those are all destroys. They revive.
Well,
Resurrects.
This one is either.
Sure, that one is either. But
yeah, destroy, destroy, destroy.
Yep.
And then resurrect. Discard,
Fenris
discard.
Wolf is either.
Death is
Khonshu
resurrect.
is discarded. Archangel. There's no consistency here. None. They just have 2 words that mean the same thing.
I'm looking for the pattern. I think I might see it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Revive is same location. Resurrect is random location.
Oh, shit. Go back to the resurrect. Archangel is same location.
Shit. It's the only one out of the pattern. You're right.
Yeah, you got owned.
Yeah.
Fenris Wolf also same location. Owned.
That's not a card.
It's your most recently purchased variant. It's
no,
definitely
it's the one I
card.
happen to unlock randomly today.
I see. Yeah, no, you're blown. You got blown out.
Yeah, no, that blew it. You're right. No, you're
Yep.
no, there's no rhyme or reason. But to my understanding, your version is technically correct. Where revive should be regarding discards.
Yeah, it seems like that's what it should
and resurrect
be, right?
is destroy.
And yet,
Yet here we
so when
are
you
today.
said we're so bad at this, I thought you were talking as second dinner. I thought you slipped up. You were like, "Wow, we're so bad at this." We were talking about this.
Hello. No, the glasses are here. I'm not wearing those glasses.
You're not wearing the dev glasses. Right?
I'm not wearing those. I will wear this though on behalf of Butt.
Yeah,
so,
poor gimmick recognition. Did you actually make that for this gag, or did you just have that?
I have had this same tinfoil hat for 5 years. This is a content tinfoil hat that I have literally used. I used to use a whole separate segment. It's the same one from 5 years ago streaming.
I feel like you need like a antenna on there. You know what I mean?
Well, originally it actually fit my head. Like it was molded and fit perfectly around my head. So it would be like almost like a shower cap. And now it has flattened and just become more like a tinfoil beret.
Well, they replaced you, right? And they replaced you with a guy who has a smaller head.
No, that's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I wear my tinfoil hat under my hairpiece, sewn into my scalp.
So you're actually like one of those little Toyotas with the little, like the radio fin just poking out underneath the hair.
This right here, it's actually a spoiler. Like this, that's what's going on there.
Gotcha. Speaking of spoilers, death sucks.
I will go to bat for my girl here and say that she sucks if you try to play her like Hela because she's way worse, right? The baseline thing that this card is people see this card, they're like, oh, it's Hela for destroy. I should do some dumbass combo thing with it. No, you should not do some dumbass combo thing with it. Because the big difference between this card and Hela is that this card has enablers that you can actually splash into your deck. Venom, Kid Omega, Fastball Special, and this. And so suddenly you take these 1-to-1 exchanges. Venom, Kid Omega, Fastball Special, you gain the power of the card that you're blowing up, and then you make them 2-to-1 with death. And that actually was by far the most compelling thing I tried with her. Every attempt to make her a combo deck was just like, not only is this incomprehensible, even if it was comprehensible, it would suck ass. And, pending the inevitable Jet deck where he does something with Phoenix Force, which I personally doubt because I think even that is better without her. The only thing that I've seen that actually makes sense with her is Venom, Kid Omega, mid-range pile. I was playing a deck Husky put together, which is basically Venom, Kid Omega, and Fastball Special and Death in just like a Shadowlands Daredevil Thanos deck. And that's all you were doing. You're just like, I'm going to blow some shit up, and then I'm going to play a 5/24. And that's going to be the thing I do in my mid-range deck to beat the other mid-range decks. And you know what? It was fine, which is way better than I think anyone else has gotten with this card. Every other version of the Death deck that I've seen has been like, that is trash. Ass. Bad. Like,
yep.
That felt like a deck. Was it the best version of a Thanos Fractured Frontier deck? No, not really. But it was like a deck. It's like, oh, okay. And that made me sort of flip my whole perspective on the card. Because I expected to just be like, I'll play 5 games of this card. I'm going to call it crap because of the incomprehensible combo nature of it. And because even outside of the incomprehensible combo nature of it, there's just no way it does better numbers than Scorpion. So I barely care. And
that sounds about right.
I played like 2.5 hours of it. I was pretty surprised myself. I was like, okay, I actually feel like I understand this card on a different level than that. It operates on a different level than I expected it to operate on. And I'm not saying this is like busted or anything, but she is so much more respectable if you're just turning your 1-for-1s into 2-for-1s than she is as a combo card, because she is just not a good combo card as far as I can tell.
Yeah, there are also very few destroy scenarios that from a combo perspective make you say this is more valuable than doing Fastball Adamantium. Very few. And even when you start trying to get those few to happen, you feel like you're trying too hard. It just felt like every version I was trying to figure out, how does this incorporate semi-organically? Even not just like, I just wanted to, maybe as a backup plan for Adamantium Infusion, just have this in the deck and at least it's some points in there. Sure, maybe I can get that to work. I just consistently felt like it was incredibly clunky to actually get it to do what you want it to potentially do. And and when that happens, one of two things happen. Either A, you put the card down, or B, you pick up magic. And
that's exactly right. You put the card down, you pick up Magic the Gathering, and you go play a different game.
Even as someone who has, actually, I can't say never, haven't played Magic the Gathering in 20 years, I can say fairly confidently, it might be worth adventuring into again. You know, just because I was trying simple variations. I was trying more complex variations.
Yeah,
and
it just straight up doesn't work as a combo card.
Right. And the only place that I could really try and see value was either the Weapon X style stuff, because you're getting points for there that you then put back on the board, or the other one that like made sense, but I just didn't ever see a reason for it to do the things that you wanted it to do. It was a backup plan if you were doing some Sinister Six type stuff. And because you get the double dip of the destroy points that way. I was like, okay, maybe there's something there. Maybe we can get this to actually happen in some way, shape, or form. And it never got there. And the closest thing that started to kind of feel like something was when I was doing the destroy of like Cassandra Nova I was doing some Firehair stuff into like different variations. Where was the one? It was sent to me during the live stream. This weird variation where it's like Firehair, Cassandra Nova, destroy the Cassandra Nova with either Venom or Kid Omega, and then bring it back with Elixir, destroy it again, have different variations of deciding when death revives it. I loved the Strife call because it made it a cheaper death. That I was a big fan of. White Tiger, even oddly, really, really good when you have to destroy something super cheap repeatedly. That's something you want to do. Throw a bunch of 10s on the board, revive it, throw another 10 on the board. Like, this was the closest I got to feeling like there's something there. And
how much better would it be if you just cut Death and Strife for like Phoenix Force stuff?
Actually, Phoenix Force, I think, is a downgrade in this deck compared to Death. Because
like, part of what I'm worried about is like, you know, if you don't have Phoenix Force in here, you lose out on things like you have the Firehair, right? You can do things like Kid Omega, the Phoenix Force on the final turn of the game, reviving a White Tiger. And then if the Phoenix Force died the previous turn too, you can bring it back with like an Elixir, like stuff like that. Like
the reverse of that in that situation is actually Kid Omega-ing the Death Fractured Frontier on 5 and then destroying more stuff, and then Elixir on turn 6. Bring back the Death Fractured, which brings back all the other stuff that you destroyed at the same turn then. So there are other variations in there. And is this deck complete? No. Like, I desperately want to get Ravonna in this build. I wasn't sure what card to cut, and it might have been Nico, but that always feels awful. That's really awful because it really leans heavily into wanting to do that. There was a bunch of tinkering, and this was the closest I got. And the fact that this bastard pile of 12 cards is the closest I got to making Death Fractured Frontier feel like a card I wanted to play, that's a problem, especially going into weekend missions where I cannot tell you how excited I am to play an ongoing deck.
What am I missing?
In ongoing deck, I'm playing a lot of people playing Death. What else are they playing? Well, they're playing.
Oh, you're just gonna be a hater. You're gonna play Stardust.
Straight
Cosmo.
up hater.
Okay.
Stardust,
right.
Cosmo, armor.
Yeah,
you've got Scorpion. That's great. I'll take your Scorpion. I'll take your Luke Cage. I'll take your sister's ass. I'll take everything in between. Just like all of it. Done.
What was
just play ongoing and call it a day.
Thing? What was the second thing that you were gonna take?
My New Yorkers, you fully follow along. So
the second thing was Luke Cage. The third thing was
your sister's ass.
Okay, just thanks. I wanted to make sure you like said it again. Thanks.
Yeah, because my New Yorkers understand.
I actually gotta go grab my food.
Go. It was at this time that KMBest decided his food was a priority. He left me alone, all to squabble for myself, while he decided breadsticks, pasta. That's what GLP-1 really deserves.
I've got a bag of breadsticks that I'm gonna try to sneak into the podcast. Like when you're talking, just like I think I can pull it off.
I cannot wait for the memes. Oh, Death. Oh, Death, how awful you are. But legitimately, though, like looking at it from the outside, until somebody figures out what the thing is that we're supposed to really potentially do with this.
He's a 4/7.
That's the solve? Make it a 4/7?
No. I figured out what the thing is.
Just keep the breadsticks where they deserve to be. Making Death a 4/7 is a potential solve because it is an incredibly clunky card. And the other thing that really sucks, to be completely honest, about this style of card, very often for you to proc extra death reduction, like classic death, you're trying to get a death reduction. If you're doing a death reduction, sometimes you're doing things like venoming your Carnage. So then when you bring that back and Carnage lands on your big lane and destroys a whole bunch of stuff, then you're just sitting there like, well, I'm SOL and I got nothing good going for me right now.
The really sick one is when you blow up a Misery and try to 1-in-3 the Misery landing on the death lane. That's the banger move.
What is happening with your audio? You all of a sudden just started coming into the podcast as two voices?
Interesting.
I'm hearing two of you.
Yeah, I'm coming through both SFX and browser for you. I can see your thing.
But browser's muted.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There are two of me now. They replaced me.
Actually, you know what I think it is? I think it's just because we're temporarily not recording through Discord this time for until further notice, until Brazil says, hey, you can have video chat back on Discord. I think the other client, VDO, just decided I'm going to send left and right at different times. That's what I think's going. It's awesome, but it's going to cause your, I don't know. It's not like it's a podcast or anything. All of the audio.
By
listeners.
awesome, I mean that's really bad, but it's funny.
It's really bad, but it makes for a depth to your sound. So while the kilobits decide to catch back up, I think that as cool as
For the record,
card
on my
is,
side, it's telling me I'm uploading at 4 megabits per second, which is a green triangle.
that is correct. Yes, you're at maximum of what video can do. What I think this card needs is it needs more parameters or just less cost in general stats. I think it's a card that desperately says you want to be paired with something else, not be a turn 5 all-in play. Because normally you see 5/8. You think of things like, Sandman, Legion, Blink. Like, this is your turn 5 card, right? The way the card's mechanic feels is that's not what you want to do. The card mechanic feels like you want to play this as your finisher, because you don't have enough time to get the cards on the board to destroy them, to then bring them back in their entirety as a beneficial way on turn 5. And even when you put a ramp engine in there to make the said destroys happen, okay, you bring one card back and woohoo, you went Kid Omega into Luna Snow, into Black Panther, blow his ass up, and then Death brings it back randomly somewhere.
No, I mean, that's definitely true. I think there is something to be said for, like, this is a sort of 6-costy kind of card that's given a 5-cost stat line, but I'll go the other way. I think they should lean into her as a sort of mid-rangey splash card, and what they should say is every card she resurrects gets +2 or +3 power.
Totally down for that. Totally down for that. Lean in to give it a benefit to bring it back. My question then becomes, is that too much like either old Hela or like Morgan Le Fay? Is that too much in similarity?
I think Morgan Le Fay is a good comp. I think that they should still do it. Like, is that too much like Morgan Le Fay? I don't know. That's up to you, dog. But if we're talking about, like, what would make them better? Like, maybe, how about this? This is probably even stronger. Resurrect all your destroyed characters to random locations. Their on reveals trigger twice.
That's just fucking broken.
I don't think it is. I think it's probably fine. I mean, I would imagine it's a factory of fast forwards, but I also imagine it's like a 48% win rate factory of fast forwards.
Yeah, can we also talk about that too? I'm seeing a lot of chatter about this, and it's come back again because of this card, where without having a game log,
yeah, she resurrected it.
Yeah, it's been revived. No. The conversation basically says fast forward is actually starting to do more damage to the game than it is helping the game. And whether it's optionality, whether it's full removal, whether it's just accelerated fast forward without a blackout screen that, jump scares you in the middle of the game, like something else, you don't know what happened. Very often, forget it if it's Ramatut. Unless if you really know your mechanics, you can then figure out your stuff. At least if Ramatut is still on the board, sometimes it isn't, and you have no idea. And the same thing's happening with this card, where you're trying to make mechanics happen, but if more than 4 mechanics happen that cause extra effects, it just fast forwards to the end of the play line, no matter what it is. And then you're just sitting there like, I don't know.
Well, that's normally how I sit there.
That's fair.
I think that what's interesting to me is fast forward is there to stop loops of the same thing, right? Yeah. Like, what's fast forward is there to do is to stop, like, infinitely watching Swarm happen when your opponent Modocs a Kamartage with a Wong on it. You shouldn't have to watch that, right? It's like Wong Odin stuff. I think it should just actually have a significantly higher threshold when the events that are happening are not deterministic. And it doesn't, right? It doesn't seem to actually have a significantly higher threshold when the events are not deterministic. And what I mean by that is, if you're doing a bunch of Ramatut stuff, it should never fast forward. It should, I don't care how many times you're copying it. It should, or if it does fast forward, it should fast forward with the animations. Either way, the way they have it implemented now is partially designed to solve problems they solved a different way. Wong doesn't read what he used to read anymore. None of that stuff goes infinite anymore. It doesn't work. They already fixed it on the other side, and they implemented it to solve those problems. And now it's just doing. It's a vestigial tale. It's just there. I assume my audio went to shit because my video definitely did.
It's really funny that it's happening just because, God, I hope it keeps this way in the recording too, because when the audio screwed up, it was like a progressive delay, and then it got worse and worse. It got more severe. It's not your fault.
This is purely VDO.
100%. This has nothing to do with this. This doesn't have to do with your signal. It exclusively has to do with the connection that we currently have.
Yep. Which is now at 200 kilobits per second.
Wow. It is struggling.
We're fucked, bro. You might need to spring for a what's the thing those other podcasters use? Like a something dot. I don't know, whatever it is Lauren uses. She's got like a podcast studio.
Oh, yeah. Like one of the, yeah. I used to use one of those with Ken way back in the day too.
Yeah.
We used a couple of
I need to spring for that because VDO, first of all, after this experience, I don't trust VDO for golden gauntlets. Like,
don't even get me started about that. That's a conversation for a different cocktail. And this coffee's not strong enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Anywho, long story short, I feel like not only is fast forwarding hurting the value of the current card because you can't enjoy the card when it does get to do the thing you want it to do combo wise. However, if the correct way to play this card is to not combo, I think there's something detrimentally wrong with the balance of ability and cost and power. Because
I disagree.
Please go on. Bad audio and all.
Okay. I think that it actually makes a ton of sense to put this effect at 5 because this is an effect in an archetype that kind of wants to try to loop it. You put it at 6, you never get to do things like play this in Misery, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if it is mid-ranging, I think a good, weird mid-rangey 5 is cool. Like, it's the most it can cost without it being 6, which allows it to be this card that, like, has the open-ended appeal of being able to combo with things being played the turn after it, and can still just be your card that you play on the final turn of the game. I think the 5/8 stat line is great. I'm a big fan.
But
there's no but. The card's a little weak. They could make it stronger if they wanted, but I don't think there's a problem with, like, the space they put it in. Like, if they wanted to add more power to it, whether that be by, like, making it a 5/12 or whatever, or making the things that revive be bigger, that would be good. But I don't think the issue is the cost. You know, I don't think they need to make it cheaper. I don't think they need to do any of that stuff. I think they just need to make it stronger. The card is weak.
Yeah. I would love to see if you're going to keep it at 5 cost because it's doing the, hey, you want to get this down on 5 objective. I can totally live for that. That's totally fine. But then make this like a 5/7 that when you, for each card you resurrect, this gets +1 power. You know, kind of take a little bit of like a Star-Lordy style approach where there's a correlation between number of revives and number of points of power on her specifically. I feel like that's a potential direction to go with it because it just sits like a wet noodle.
I mean, I think the worry would be this is already a pretty complex card. Adding another mechanic on top of it, additionally complex. It's even more complex in a world where fast forwards are happening. And you're just like, how'd those points end up on her? My instinct is that it's a lot safer to just change her base or make her give out buffs to the cards she revives. But I mean, like, come to my head, what makes this card unable to be a 5/10, right? Who says that can't be a 5/10? Why not just make her a 5/10? Maybe we're overthinking this. Maybe we should just be numbers guys.
I think it's 5/9. within two OTAs is without a question of a doubt going to happen. If Vision can be a 5/9, there's no reason this can't be a 5/9. I think the card just needs help. Plain and simple. The card just needs help. How they decide to help it in version 1, you know it's going to be +1 power. You know it. You know it. You know it. You know it. It is just the method of the majors. Just give it +1 power once and then decide if it needs a further attempt.
This baby can fit so many +1 power buffs in it. Slaps hood of OTA.
Yeah. Let's just really feed into that style of OTA because it desperately needs it.
I actually think those OTAs, like, I didn't appreciate them for a very long time. But one of the things that's really notable to me, and I think I mentioned this, is like Loki as a deck would probably be just as good as it was in 2023, but it would be less of an outlier. If you just brought those cards to the modern day, it'd be less of an outlier, in part because of all the work they've done buffing stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, oh, right. So what happened then was we were playing a 2026 deck in 2023. No wonder it was busted, right? But now, like, there are things that I think are comparably powerful to it. And it would be a really good deck and maybe the best deck, but, you know, sure loses to Cerebro, right? Like,
a lot of things lost to Cerebro, to say the least. But wait, we haven't talked Gauntlet technically yet, have we?
We haven't. I mean, I did do a video with Monty, right?
No, like, I know.
Yeah.
I haven't unfortunately had the chance to watch it yet, so full disclosure. That aspect of it is just Monty's too nice of a guy, and sadly, I kind of feel like, all right, well, I've seen this video.
Honestly, that was my big worry, is like, all right, well, how do we make it different, right? Because you have seen that video. We did that video last time, right?
Right.
So this time it was like him coaching. Instead of like, just we did 80 minutes last time talking about Cerebro. Yeah. There's nothing we're going to cover now that's like different. So we was like, let's get into like advanced tips and tricks. You know, that was the focus here.
Okay.
But yeah, Monty's great. And I also want to shout out Hannah's Cat Cafe with the Thanos deck. I remain a Thanos truther. I have not figured it out yet, but I remain a Thanos truther. I don't know what the hell Thanos deck I'm playing, because there's the Hannah deck, the butt version with Sinister Six, and the version I got from a player named ACP who DM'd me, and I was like, oh yeah, this does make sense, which is basically just every card in the Shadowlands Daredevil deck except Shadowlands Daredevil in Thanos. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. That does work. Right, sure. Yeah, like I can just play like Kraglin, Jane Foster, Cosmo, Juggernaut midrange. You're right. I could just do that, right?
That makes sense.
I haven't necessarily figured out which of those I like, but I remain a Thanos truther. That is a thing that I am a truther of. So it's really nice to have Thanos versus like a guy I've known for a while, like before Marvel Snap.
Yeah.
In the finals. That was really good for me. I also think that the thing that surprised me most about Gauntlet was how unwilling people were to play Shadow King in good decks.
I can understand it, because many of the good decks right now, allocation-wise, are valued on green power.
Yeah, no, but Shadow King had a negative win rate in Golden Gauntlet for the first time like ever.
Yeah.
He was in that Magic Shang-Chi grouping of like top 10 bring rate below 50% win rate. And he wasn't as bad as them. I think Magic was like 37 and Shang-Chi was like 43, and our boy SK was chilling at like 49 or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, like, it seems like there's a lot of stuff in this metagame that just like, it's sitting right there. And then someone points it out to me and I'm like, oh yeah, that does seem like something we should be doing, right? Like, and it feels like there's more of that happening right now than I've ever seen. Like I remain convinced there is a Thanos deck out there. I'm positive. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. There is definitely a Shadow King and Thanos 2 deck out there. I'm positive. I've never been more sure of anything in my life, right? Like it has to exist, right? There's so much being left on the ground because people are just having so much fun just doing Thanos things that like I feel like an enterprising meta adapter can really do a lot of work. I also want to shout out Zap Gaze here for between him and me, we've psyoped the entire community into playing, I believe, 2,000 games of Cerebro 3 tracked by Untapped at a 43% win rate. We're crushing.
Sounds about right.
I will note, even at that 43, positive cubes, baby.
Yeah, the threat. You know, you snap early enough, you get in for 2. Then they realize, oh, it's too late. You probably have it. Retreat.
I actually spoke with Hannah a little bit about this deck. And one of the things that she specifically pointed out that she liked about this deck, her build, which is what's on the screen right now, is that it's good at getting priority to counter certain plays. And the example she gave me was like, the basic premise was get prio into Cosmo against Wong Aurora, or get prio into your turn 5 Thanos FF kind of thing. And I think that that's really worth pointing out because it doesn't look like a deck that has a lot of points in it, right? But people forget the stones are part of this. People forget that Ensabanur flips stuff. If you want to flip him on 4 in a normal game, you're going to be able to do that. And it does that while also cheating an amount of energy with Mockingbird and Thanos, right? And those two things, like being able to just play a Mockingbird on 3 instead of greeting it so you can get the priority there. That was something she pointed out as like a pretty big part that I think people might miss. And I think that it's like, again, I haven't figured out the Thanos list. The card that felt like the MVP for me for her was probably Mobius. That dude was kind of goated with the sauce in the matchup she played in the quarters. And then in finals, the matchup against Cerebro 3 is just like pretty abysmal, I think.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. It's a really rough because this deck is less interactive with that, and that deck is a very selfish deck. It's a deck that says I'm going to just do more points than you, and I will focus on my game plan. And my game plan means I just need to be able to dance around yours. And if you let me do mine, I will have more points than you. End of story. That's the feeling I get from that version of Cerebro specifically.
The other thing she told me was, I'm a big believer, this is me speaking right now, I'm a big believer that like the best decks in Conquest are pretty much the same as the best decks on Ladder a lot of the time. But what she told me was she thinks that this deck is significantly better in Conquest because as long as you are willing to be the right kind of player. And what I mean by that, or what she means by that, is you need to be snapping your draws where you're doing the things. And you need to be not coping into this. And so it's a deck that rewards good cube management because there's such variance between your good draws and your bad draws because of the nature of Thanos, big Thanos. And for that reason, she said that she thought it was a better deck in a Conquest context, or specifically, I think partially also open deck list.
Yeah, that makes sense. The conversation almost is giving me this weird Show Lao vibe. Just hear me out. Where the way we started messing around with Show Lao, we were like, oh, this is the best version of this. But we know there's another potential. And then we found the ongoing one. It's like, oh, this is now the best way to play this. And then we found the activate one. We're like, oh, no, actually, this is the best way to play. I feel like the Thanos, Thani, whatever you want to call it, deck is going to go through that similar evolution. Right now, we're still in phase 1. Right now, we're in... There's good lists. They're just good decks. You feel safe either way. My next variation is, okay, I want to try this in an ongoing list because it benefits itself that way. Okay, I'm going to try it in an ongoing list next. Great. What's after that? Try it in an activate. You see, just literally go through the different phases of where does this double package want to work? Like I tried it in a Dormammu style list. I tried Thanos, Dormammu, and went with the destroy variation. It didn't feel as strong. It was cool.
Right, don't
get me wrong, but it didn't feel as strong.
If I had to guess, like, first of all, I agree new Thanos is basically just Sholau. That's been the comp I've made for him the whole time. But I think that like the dynamics that forced that, it's a little more complex this time. Because the dynamics that forced the Sholau adaptation is basically we had base Sholau, and then we were like, okay, how do we beat base mid-range Sholau? We beat base mid-range Sholau by playing Batroc Sholau because it has more points, right? And then
forget about that.
How do we beat Batroc Sholau? Well, we combo off. We have ongoing and activate the combo off. Because of the way things worked out, the activate one had a good matchup to the ongoing one. So it was just a successive step of things getting bigger. And I actually think a lot of that is happening with new Thanos and how deck building is changing for him. It's about increasing your size. Like a big part of what I like about this deck is it's big. You're doing a lot of things with Thanos Greenstone. And more important than that, against other people that are doing those things, maybe they're going even harder. Maybe they're playing Thanos Greenstone and Psylocke. You're stopping them. And I think that that's part of what I really liked about the construction here is the balance there, because it's very easy to just be like me and be like, bigger guy, bigger guy, bigger guy, bigger guy. I'm going to play the Thanos deck that does the biggest guys. Ooh, look at the big guy. I beat the Thanos mirrors by having more big guy points. But it's not as cut and dry as it was with Sholau. Because with Sholau, it wasn't just big guys, it was a combo.
Right.
The Batroc deck can't do shit against the ongoing or activate Sholau decks. Just got nothing. You just get comboed over the top. But you got nothing. You do not have the points. But it's a lot more reasonable for a mid-rangey deck to beat a deck that's just playing big guys. Now, Thanos is doing his best to cheat, but this deck has a good balance of things that cheat energy and forcing your opponent to play fair if they want to do that.
And I think we need to make it clear because for some reason, it has not resonated properly with the community. When you are looking at a double Thanos list and you're trying to figure out, like we're talking about right now, what's the next level that makes the Thanos list better into the mirror matchup of against another Thanos list. Whatever you do, stop it. Please quote Michael. Please quote Michael for me. Mr. Jordan?
Get some help?
Yeah. Do not put magic in that deck, please. That does not make it better.
Magic is such a specific tool that people just overplay. Like, I think people think I hate magic, right? I don't hate magic. I just think people overplay her in wrong situations. Like, I think it would have been perfectly acceptable for you to take the Scorpion deck to the Golden Gauntlet. It would have been a totally valid choice. Would it have been the one I made? Probably not, but it's a totally 100% valid choice. That is a magic deck. You are totally allowed to do that, right? I would not have taken any other magic deck.
That's fair.
Wouldn't have done it. And
totally fair.
Like, the big thing is not just the rug pulls, but like, if you're going to be in the magic space and you're the second biggest magic deck, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in the magic space and you're the third biggest magic deck,
you're really in trouble.
You're in trouble. Which actually reminds me, the thing about Death Fractured Frontier as a combo deck, it's literally not even as good as Nimrod. Like, straight up.
1000% agree.
Like, if you are going to play a destroy-based 5-cost combo deck, just play Nimrod. Just do that instead. It's better. Do the good thing instead of the bad thing. Just do that. I know nobody respects Nimrod. I would not play this. Jesus.
I know. I'm telling you confidently. I just happen to have one. I'm just throwing it on the screen because visual.
I know nobody respects Nimrod. I don't exactly know why. I assume maybe it's Kid Omega related PTSD or just that it's the most boring piece of shit deck to ever exist. That deck is good. That deck is really good. And people should be playing more of it. But also, like, please don't do that, it'd be really great for me if people did not play more of that. I'd be really happy. Really, the biggest thing hurting Nimrod is like, oh no, I'm gonna get Cosmo'd, right? And that's where you really see like the advantages of like a Thanos deck building for Prio Cosmo stuff, like Hannah was talking about. But like, short of that, you're kind of just good to go. It's literally just Cosmo, right? And the only thing making it worse than Scorpion is that more people are playing Cosmo than are playing Scarlet Witch, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah,
I think Nimrod is, if you're like, I'm kind of bad at the game, play Nimrod.
It's the Nimrod is the destroy deck for dummies.
It's the Doom 2099 of combo decks.
No, I think that's Wong Black Panther Zola.
Guess what Nimrod plays, dude? You think I'm playing Nimrod without Black Panther Zola? I may not have Wong in there, but buddy, I'm doing it. Like that's what I mean, right? Like, it is just like, what's happening here? Okay, well, I play one of my 4 drops and then one of my 5 drops, and then I do something with it. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yep. No magic required.
It's super, super goated. I mean, you do play magic in the deck. I like one of the things I really enjoy in Nimrod decks. This is probably not a good thing to be doing, but I really enjoy it. What was it? What?
It's just when your audio randomly decides to go into Fritz mode. It's funny.
It says I'm uploading at 5 megabits per second.
I got that part, but I hear what I hear. Continue.
Yeah. Blame guests for the audio problems, dog.
Yes, you absolutely can. Continue.
This is not me, bro.
I know.
Am I good?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that I like seeing in Nimrod decks that is definitely making the deck worse, but it is very funny, is like the Magic Galactus rug pull.
Yes.
Where like your whole joke is you play Magic and then do your Nimrod stuff, and then you just Galactus on 6 and rug pull your own limbo. It's never gonna make your deck better, but it's really funny. Yeah. Like I really appreciate that gag. It's like I appreciate the commitment to the bit.
If you're going to use magic, I mean, like that reminds me of, there was a short period of time, I forget what deck it was, that was playing both Magic and Merlin. And it was basically the same idea where it's like, you never know. It could happen.
Have you seen the Zenade combo? I told you about that on the stream. Okay, so the premise of the Zenade combo, you play Scarlet Witch on 2. You magic the Scarlet Witch lane. You Legion that lane.
Okay.
Wait, that doesn't work. I have it backwards. Sorry. There's a Grandmaster.
I'm following. I'm like, okay, we've got 3 limbos. Go on.
Yeah, no, we have 3 limbos, right? Then you Odin that lane, which activates the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, that's fun.
Then, yes.
Oh, that's really fun.
Since magic doesn't work on turn 6, you just.
That's fucking awesome, actually. That's really fun.
That's the combo.
Why did you just put that out into the wild? Oh man.
That's the combo, right? Go enjoy the combo. But yeah, like
that's fun.
That's it's the greatest combo of all time. You make 3 limbos and then you're like,
nope.
Surely that would never, no one would ever get rid of 3 limbos, right?
Of course. I feel like that's leaning into
I want to be clear.
Like White Tiger shenanigans.
Deck is not good, but it is very funny.
We have a mission, folks. Make the deck good, because it's just really funny.
The pitch I made was he should just be playing those 4 cards in Batroc. Just be like just put like Magic Scarlet Witch in Batroc and be like, this is gonna steal me some cubes. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just gonna stack this lane, and then all the other cards, you go ahead and move over here, bounce over here, do that thing.
Like, you play limbo, right? Like I feel like it would work.
Oh man, I am so about it. I am so about that. I like just really thinking it through. Like, I love that. Anyway,
yeah, you would.
Yeah. That's because I'm sadistic. And I play to have fun versus rank. Hence why I love Hypercube Rush. I'm one of those gamers.
We love a gamer.
Yeah. I want to just simply rewind and kind of go back to the Cerebro list for a second, though, especially because by the time this comes out, it will be live. Was it genius or sadistic that for the Golden Gauntlet pack that came out in game, the 2 featured cards on it are Red Skull and Triton?
I'll say this. I think that it was genius from whoever put that pack together to put actual cards in there.
Yeah.
I think it was genius because the last time Cerebro won, like, who needs these cards, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably going to get me killed. They're going to be like, there's going to be someone in the comments like, Cam, I need Bastion and Chameleon, and you're out of touch. And you know what? I do apologize to that person, but I do think it is, I would call it genius. Yeah, it's not like people need the help beating Cerebro 3, though.
No, but it is just awesomely funny, in my opinion. I'm like, I appreciate that. And then secondarily, the web shop bundle. I think that's one of the big wins that probably comes out of this, because this is literally the cheapest full purchasable deck that has ever come out.
I didn't.
It's $50 and it's literally all 12 base cards. Brand new player can have a championship winning deck right from the get-go.
I'm not sure it's a good idea. I mean, like I said, I did the interview with Zapgaze. It was like, how much is you? How much is the deck? And he was like, deck's good, but it's like 65% me. No, and the win rate that the deck has seems to suggest that he was correct.
That's fine. But all one tricks start somewhere. And if
I know, I wish it wasn't Cerebro that they were dropping for $50.
I think so. However, on the opposite end of that, I will praise it being Cerebro 3 specifically, because if there's a deck that can probably flex the most meta to meta, depending on what's going on, it's probably Cerebro 3.
I buy that.
I think it holds enough long-term value that if you're making an investment into a deck, both in learning as well as if you're actually investing into it financially, it should be something that has longevity. And there have definitely been some decks that have come and gone. They come in and out of metas, depending on what's out there at different times. Cerebro 3's been around in, I'd say, C+ tier and higher for almost the duration of its existence.
Yeah, it's been a deck since the +3 buff, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably, I should probably say since the +3 buff. Yeah. +2, it just kind of died out. You're right. Since the +3 buff, it has always been around as like this is a good option. It is a much more difficult option, but we've also said that around other decks too, that this is either better in tournament, or this is really, it's all about the player, mostly about the player. And this is to be very clear, it is a more difficult deck than some other decks. You know, what we just talked about with Nimrod. You want a simple deck? You play Nimrod. You play Ramp. You play 2099. You play those kinds of stuff. 1 card per turn style decks. You're going to be fine. Yeah, man. I'm totally about that. I even like the servers where you skip 2 turns, because I'm only playing 2/3 of a game and I feel good about it. It's just less mental load.
That's what I like so much about Star-Lord. Like play style wise, I just didn't have to play half the game. Yeah. Like it took the entire game of Marvel Snap and backloaded it to the last 2 turns. That's where all the decisions that I would have to make happen. I didn't have to make any. I was just like, oh, I only get to make the fun decisions, right? The ones that really matter when I have 85 energy. That's awesome. Like there's a lot of problems with Star-Lord as a design, and it's definitely like it probably doesn't reflect well on me that I thought it was fun, but I did. I enjoyed playing Star-Lord, and I will not apologize for that.
Look, you did well with it. It was a busted ass deck.
This was even after it stopped being busted. Like when it was.
But
like
I'm saying in the sense of, you have enough game knowledge and enough game experience that when you're allowed to sit back and literally just watch 5 turns essentially play out, gain all of that information,
yeah,
and then present, okay, you've now got all this energy and you have all this information. What are you doing with it?
I do enjoy that. It's like it's like a little puzzle game. Turns Marvel Snap into a little puzzle game. We're just like solve this board state, right?
Yeah.
And that's fundamentally what the play experience was like. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it wasn't like healthy. It wasn't healthy for Marvel Snap to be a single player puzzle solver, but I enjoyed it. Yeah,
I get that.
I think that I'll just say it. They over nerfed Star-Lord. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. They did. They nuked that guy to death. I'm still a little upset about it. Like, there's no, like, at this point, we can all acknowledge that he's pretty ass, and I'd be kind of interested to see him at like 4-6 stat line, not gaining power. I just want to know. They murdered Fin Fang Foom. They killed him horribly. And I realize that what I'm suggesting is probably like, if you're on the balance team, you're probably just like, shut the fuck up, man. This is going to make our job so much harder if we do that. And we're not going to do that. And it's like, yeah, okay, I respect that. But still.
Did you see that they changed him?
Yeah, they added a turn timer.
Yeah.
It's insanely, I get, based on that timeline, in 6 months, we'll get a thing that tracks your Thanos shots.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
I can't wait.
Any stretch of the imagination.
I can't wait, dog.
I don't even want that. I don't need necessarily the one on Star-Lord. I don't need the one for Thanos. What I need is when you go into a battle and it shows you how many cards are discarded and how many cards have been destroyed and how many cards are in their deck. Let me know how much energy they have.
That would also be helpful.
That's the one that matters.
What's going on with the layering? Why are there just like moonbeams shooting through his beard?
Because Unity.
Interesting. Okay.
I can say with full confidence, one of the oldest bugs in Marvel Snap, as in a pre-beta bug, has something to do with right along the same lines of what you're identifying when it comes to like a weird effect layering with a weird thing on a card display.
You talking about Ultron?
No, but I know what you're referring to.
I love that one. That one they should keep.
No, my favorite card layering moment is, I know we've talked about it here, but it's still fantastic. It's Ensaba Noor.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the classic like Ensaba Noor layers, and I think you have to do it in the other layout because
look at that. No, just look at that, dude.
Oh wow! Oh, that's gotten worse. Oh, what is that one? Oh,
it's like, oh, that's way worse.
The Ensaba Noor. Like, look at the letter E in the end. You can actually see this weird layer line.
Can you pull up Ultron? I just kind of want to know what he looks like right now. I want to see my boy Ultron.
Oh, God.
Ultron's like another famous example of this bug.
Ultron?
Nope, just still Ultron. Interesting.
Ultrone. He's Italian.
Ultrone. Yeah, I always imagine it like minestrone. It's like related, right? It's like a similar root word. That's a great Ultron variant. But yeah, they fixed it, I think, right? Like the one that normally messes up, I think they fixed it. They just broke Ensaba Noor while they did it.
I mean, Ultrone, is not in bad shape in comparison. I will say that. He's
yeah, he looks great. They did it. Except for Ensaba Noor somehow.
Hang on. Wait for it.
Mm-hmm. Looks good. It looks good, dude. Oh no, it's coming through on the side.
What is
just on
that?
The antique. That's just the antique border, though. I'm blaming the border on this one. Show me one without the antique border. The border's just too fat, dog. Yeah, see, it's fine. The border just needs to get on the GLPs.
The border needs to get on GLPs?
Yeah, the border needs to lose some goddamn weight.
That border too damn thick.
He's too thick. Yeah,
wait,
that's just the border.
Wait, is it the border or is it
yes.
No, look, it's the smoke. It's the smoke layers, because it's here too, it's missing. It's the layers of the stones behind it. It's not the border.
No, it is the border, because there wouldn't be, because it is so large, there, like, those are, the smoke is sized for a normal size border. So because that is XL, it's like an extra large border, it actually has something to clip into the smoke. A normal border wouldn't. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, $20.99. What is happening there?
See, it's about the size.
Border's got that donk.
Border's got that donk.
Oh, these double wide borders are interesting. No, that's not one. I was like, are there any other weird double wide style borders? Green brains? Oh, yeah. It's all the super wide borders. You're right. Man, now I miss Ultrone.
Yeah, I miss Ultrone, dude.
I miss the good days of Ultrone.
Yeah, the salad days.
Oh,
what the hell is happening here?
What?
There's like a corner on this border.
This?
What is that?
That is actually just part of the regular thickness of the border. If I go to like a different layout, like if I go to like Orca here and just highlight it over, you'll see it like it's just a little wider.
That's just there.
So I mean, it's not an ultra wide. It's I just got off a vacation. You know, I need to just lose a couple for the new year. That's what's happening on the edge of the frosted blue ice border. Where it's got
I feel like if this is what we're talking about, we should just end the podcast. I feel like we've exhausted our topics.
Yeah, we've basically said that, look, Death Fractured Frontier is in desperate need of a different frontier. We've agreed that Cerebro 3 is way more difficult than people give it credit for. It is a very high skill level deck, but everybody's going to have access to it. So good luck. Have fun. See you later. If you're doing weekend missions this week, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And just play a bunch of counter cards. You're going to feel wonderful about yourself. If you need to complete your missions, one of the few times I'll probably say, just drop that shit into Airshim and call it a day.
I don't endorse this.
Tell me different. Tell me different.
Play the Thanos midrange deck with death in it. It's like, you won't be like, wow, this is amazing, but you will be pleasantly surprised.
I'm surprised you're giving it that much credit. This is like a D tier card.
It felt kind of like, this is what I mean, where it's like, it's obviously total ass if you're trying to combo with it. Wildly unplayable, don't do that, right? But as a mid-range card, it's like a couple points of power on a couple cards off. Like Kid Omega 2/3, Venom 3/5. Done. I'm actually interested in doing this. Like it really did feel like it's like a lot closer than I thought it would be. Because unlike discard, you can splash these.
But why am I ever really wanting to play this in that style of gameplay over Adamantium Infusion?
Because it's surviving multiple things and is itself a 5/8.
I think every combo I'm going to tell myself it's Adamantium first because I'm getting the double. And I know where it's going versus, yeah, put a little randomness now. That's just me. But I also can fully understand. Listen, it's okay. The pasta is calling you. The breadsticks have already lost the battle.
Yeah,
it is now the M in KMBest is going to stand for marinara.
That's true.
It is, and for future reference for all of the blue name listeners, it doesn't stand for marinara, nor does it stand for Matt. That's a joke that maybe 3 people who's listening to this is going to get, and I'm totally okay with it.